What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and today, as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes
What up? What up?
and Levon Maynard.
Hello.
What is going on? So, another week, another set of episodes. So, again, we've changed the format a little bit. So, you'll be getting one per day, Monday through Friday. So, without further ado, this week we start off with the bogus Android Clubhouse app is doing some credential swiping. So this article popped up in my feed. So I'm a Clubhouse member now. I love the platform. I don't do a lot of talking on it because I'm still scared of it, but I'm there a lot. But in this case, so there's an old Android exploit that's being deployed via this fake Clubhouse website. So Clubhouse is not on Android phones yet. It's only on iOS, not because it's that exclusive, but because they just haven't made it over to that platform just yet. But because Clubhouse is all in the news, people are all talking about Clubhouse. I think Clubhouse has over 30 million users now on just iOS devices. Everybody wants in. You got the whole fear of missing out, the FOMO thing happening. So people are I guess, stumbling across this third-party link that's directing them to go to the Clubhouse website, which is not the Clubhouse website. Instead of being a .com, it's a .mobile or .mobi. And then when they go there and then they click on the download Clubhouse for Android, instead it's deploying an executable. So where you normally would click on a website and it would redirect you to the store. So iOS devices will go to the Apple App Store. Android devices goes to the Play Store. This one does not. It immediately deploys the executable, and then it puts on your phone. And then, if you're one of 540 different apps, it is able to steal your credentials. So some of those apps include Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Outlook, eBay, Coinbase, Plus 500, Cash App, and Lloyd's Bank. So it's pretty bad. The BlackRock, I guess in this case would be Trojan is messing things up out there. So what do you guys think about this? And what do you think about the whole FOMO situation? Like people just chomping at the bit to get into this new application.
Yeah, so it sounds like, that's the new hot thing. I mean, you got into it. I haven't really touched it at all, so I don't really know too much about the Clubhouse and how popular it is, how well it works. But seems like it's getting some people are really interested in it, and hopefully that this application that's being pushed to like steal these credentials. Obviously, it's I don't know if they identified and removed it from the App Store, how they've handled it, but
so it's not even in the App Store. So
it's not in the App Store. You get redirected.
They're being redirected. Yeah, they're doing the whole fake website, which is a complete duplicate of the real website.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so it's it's one of those things you got to look out for. You got to be safe. Obviously, if you're getting redirected to you're trying to download something and you get redirected to a non-official app store, you should kind of take note. But it's yeah, I think it's obviously it's concerning, but and I'll try to be pretty careful with what I'm downloading on my phones. And I think there's what should we call it? I don't know the setting on Android phones, but something like you can't download from like unknown sources or something like that. So I don't know if this will like imitate, because normally you can download like I think the APK files,
right?
Like manually install applications. I don't know if that's what this does. It forces you to download like APK or something. Because if it's not going to the App Store, which is kind of like embedded in the phone, then it must be using like one of those like applications or one of those files to install it on your phone. So if you're maybe not paying attention, you might be downloading that application. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got on that. What do you think about this, Shannon?
So for me, so here's the thing. So I'm a recent Apple switcher over tour, right? So for me, look, when I switched over, Ryan hit me up, was like, "Hey man, what you want to try this Clubhouse?" Me, I don't have FOMO. right? It took me 8 years to get a new TV. So like I can wait on the technology to just get, get a little bit older and a little bit cheaper, right? So for me, um, I'm already not into the social media thing like that. You know what I mean? So like if you with Clubhouse were already a little skeptical, I'm like 10 steps behind you, right, Ryan? Like if you're like, I don't know, I'm 10 steps behind you, like, hey Ryan, man, how is it up there? You know what I mean? Like I'm just not that guy. I don't need to do something new to do something new. But here's the thing. I would never I would never go outside of an approved source anyway. Like when I had my Android phone, Levon, I was always downloading my stuff from Play Store, right? Like you have the ability with Androids, and depending on who you are, right? Like this is a good thing. You can do some side loads, you can do all this other stuff. More what am I looking for here? More like to make it more appealing, more I'm having a brain fart here.
Like the root your device and all that stuff.
Yeah. Like you could
Yeah.
you could do more of that stuff. Customizable,
Right.
customizable with Android, which is a good thing depending on who you are, right? But in the Apple world, I'm seeing a lot of stuff is locked down, but that's one of the things you give up being behind that walled garden, right? So for me, I would never go outside of the approved sources for downloading that stuff anyway. So I don't think I would be susceptible to this. But there are a lot of people that go to other sites and do all that other stuff, do more for customization. Even people that like write apps for phones and whatnot, right? Like they're doing their own thing, and um, it's not. This is what we tell people all the time: is always make sure when you're doing downloads and patches and things like that, make sure it's from a trusted source, it's signed, right? And this is why. This is exactly why right here. Because of FOMO, you got people in the Android community now that are dealing with this, and especially when it's going after, when it's a Trojan, it's going after financial information. Like we talked about this before. Like that's the one thing you don't mess with me, right? Like I'm not for you, because this could give, even though this is not Clubhouse that is doing this, it's one of those things where it's like the game of telephone, right? By the time the story is told, it'll look like Clubhouse did it. They did it on purpose. They were trying to get your banking information because they needed more money. You know what I mean? That's just how things go when you tell a story like that, because people aren't going to read all the information, right? Like I'll go through and I'll read an article and I'm like, I know what people will pick out of this, because this is the sensationalism, this is the sizzle, right? That people want to see. Um, but yeah, it's that FOMO will get you. I'm not gonna say every time, but it'll get you a lot of the time, right? Like you want to be the first person, in your bunch of friends that have Apple phones, to be like, oh yeah, I got Clubhouse too, ha ha, you know what I mean? And then a week later, a week later they would come back to you, be like, hey man, is your money good? I know that BlackRock went and got you, right? So, but yeah, man, this is FOMO for me. I can wait. Like it's not worth it. I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Like I like what I have. I want to keep what I have. It took me a long time to get what I have. You know what I mean? So I'm not for making it easy for people to go out there and get access to my stuff. So that's my stance on that.
Yeah, definitely. Just be careful out there if you're deciding to get it. To first realize that it's not on your Androids yet. It will be there soon, and when it does come there, it'll be in the Play Store. It won't be off of the website, because the website's supposed to redirect you to whatever app store you're using. So that's tale number one. Tale number two, again, it looks exactly like the current website. It's a duplicate of the real website, but it's not a .com. It's a .mobi or some other craziness. But yeah, I would say they're getting smarter. Like they definitely are striking people who want in. And this could happen to any application, but in this case, Clubhouse is new hotness. So just be careful. Like Shannon said, protect your STEMI. You don't want that to get burnt up all early before you get your crab legs. And I'm just playing.
I gotta keep my stimmy because I heard they selling lions out at PetSmart, so I gotta go get me one.
Yeah. Or one of these days I might actually get a hold of a PS5 or Xbox Series X. So gotta protect that money. But that pretty much wraps it for this one. Again, if you're trying to figure out what's going on with this particular vulnerability, we got this from the threat post. So www.threatpost.com. and it speaks more in depth of the BlackRock and what it's capable of doing. So with that being said, please continue to tune in throughout the rest of the week. Again, if you want this content 7 days early, completely ad free, join our Patreon, where our patrons are already getting this content as it debuts all at one time. However, if you want to support us on the free feeds, like the socials, the YouTubes, and things of that nature, just tune in throughout the week. It'll be slightly delayed, so you probably already downloaded that Clubhouse, but we could have stopped you. Just remember that. But continue to subscribe on the podcast, like, subscribe, hit that bell on whatever platform you're on, and go to www.theothersideofthefirewall.com, which is the landing page. It'll get you to our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitters. I'm Ry Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. And Levon.
Levon Maynard.
There you go, on Twitter. So hit us up. And we're out.